Loading, ready. Play with my computer. Play with my computer.
Hey there YouTube, what's up with? And welcome to the Hermit Gamers X-Men Legends 2 Let's Play. So, this was the first Let's Play I uploaded. It was about a year ago now, and you know, thank everyone for sticking with me, by the way, because I know there was a long time there when I wasn't putting out content, and I'll put out a channel update at some point and just talk about why, but, you know, anyway. Since then I've gotten my hands on better recording gear and improved as an editor. You know, I think my content is, it's better. So, you know, I figured I'd redo it rather than just uploading the old ones. It's a classic game. I think it deserves it. And it's totally free. So check it out if you like cool superhero action games. It's a friggin' blast. The power and character mechanics are like Diablo 2. There's some team mechanics, and you know, you got these beat 'em up dynamics and highly destructible environments. It's just it's a blast. You know, it really suits my troubled brow. We're going to be playing on normal difficulty. As hard as actually, it's more like Nightmare mode of Diablo, and I always refer to it as Nightmare mode. So if we're playing through the game and I'm like, Nightmare mode, you know what I'm fucking talking about. Anyway, on hard start, your characters will be much higher level, you know, level 45, I think, and all their abilities are unlocked, so it's just a very different experience playing through on hard. Of course, if people want, I'm happy to do a hard run once I've completed this on normal, and, you know, I'll show you how to unlock all the bonus characters, and, you know, do all the danger missions, all that sort of stuff, and I'll give some insights on character builds and other stuff. There's the walkthroughs and strategy guys out there, and, you know, I mean, they leave a lot to be desired, to be honest. Anyway, having said all that, let's get in there, let's check out our sexy intro cinematic, and get to beating the bad guys. And man, back in the day, these were some cool cinematics. And this was when X-Men was cool. I remember that. Everyone talks about Avengers nowadays, but man, I remember the X-Men movie. That was a big deal when it came out, and it was the first like ensemble superhero film. It was pretty good. And we had you know, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, who was freaking awesome. We had Ian McKellen as Magneto. He's still the Magneto for me. I mean, Fassbender was good, but he's no Ian McKellen.
Amuse yourselves.
Dude, Mystique, that smoky eye is so overdone. I'm not sure it goes with the whiskey. Yeah, let them stare with amazement in their shocked and startled eyes. Magneto is a law unto himself. What Magneto wills, Magneto does. And these poor bastards don't have wooden guns, so they're just boom. Also, it's nice to see Magneto actually using force fields. You know, most of the time we just get the feeling that he's like a telekinetic who can only manipulate metal.
Nice trick. What do you do for an encore?
Oh, Wolverine. You need those arms waxed, son. Look, Sabretooth's got the right idea.
There.
Holy shit, Storm's top is tight. But then so are her pants. Very low cut too. That was just the fashion of the time, wasn't it? Look how hairy he is. I mean, I do like the short hairiness. This was probably the one flaw Hugh Jackman had. I mean, he nailed Wolverine, but he was just a bit too tall, a bit too good looking. Throw a little furball, kill him. Magneto just strolls in like a boss. Gives him a look like, pff, I could have done that. Oh, that was one bitchy look from Storm. And yeah, they're really low cut pants. That was just the thing back then, wasn't it?
Polaris, she's been abducted.
Indeed, Charles. It appears we both have a grievance with Apocalypse.
Is Apocalypse dare they contradict you? And yeah, that is Patrick Stewart, if you're interested.
Nightcrawler, we've located the professor. It's okay to teleport in.
Will do.
You do. Nightcrawler. And he kicks ass in this game.
Get him to the X-Jet.
Easily one of my favorite
We'll
characters.
meet you there.
As you wish.
Yes, you wish.
All right, let's go.
So this is a really good game. Like I said, nice mix of you know, beat 'em up mechanics and yeah, nice mix of like beat 'em up mechanics and sort of Diablo 2 style hack and slash roleplay stuff. And you got some cool things like, for example, we can do combos. And and different characters like use their powers in their combos in different ways, which is nifty.
Got it.
So that's pretty cool. And environments, very destructible.
This one's too strong. I need help.
So you can blast these doors. Sweet.
Affirmative.
Okay. Just making sure I've got all my hotkeys set. And yeah, you can see these like super destructible environments, you know, all these barrels break up and get stuff. Tech bits are our answer to money. I'm not sure what that button does. Oh, okay, it brings us to our little team page. And this one? Menu. Okay. Ah, our first combat. Let us battle.
It's a trap!
Psh, challenge the master of magnetism.
Have run when you have the chance.
Nah, I love Magneto's like smack talk when he kills people. I'm not playing very well. I keep like walking into walls and punching midair. It's cool though. Doesn't matter. None of this matters. Oh, there's a barrel there I haven't destroyed. Smash it. Give me money, give me item. Nothing there? Alright, let's keep going. I want to get out of this prologue area, like, you know, quick. But at the same time, you know, I do want to actually take you through the game. And as I said, you know, it's a good game, and it has a lot of really classic veteran voice acting talent, and even some, you know, some talent you really wouldn't expect. For example, Toad is actually voiced by the guy who did Quark in DS9, Armin Shimmerman. You'd never pick it up just by listening to his voice. It's really crazy. But you got like, you know, Jennifer Hale, who. You got Greg Leslie, whose voice is also pretty scary. I'm pretty sure there's more. The guy who does Magneto is, you know, pretty. You know, he's got a pretty big career as a VA. His name just doesn't, you know, jump out at me at the moment. So. And yeah, I've taken a bit of hurt here. I forgot what my potion hotkey is. I can just mouse click them. Oh, watch out! Don't go into the trap. Damn it! All right, you know what? I gotta do my team because what's his name? He's acting like an idiot. Yeah, we want everyone on normal. None of this aggressive nonsense.
Attack my enemy!
Right.
So that was our first sort of mob boss. And our first unique item. No, I shall distribute equipment. Thank you. Okay, so I know what my hotkeys are now for potions. And you know, there's little puzzles in this game. For example, here, I need to use my levitation to manipulate that force field. So you can see there's a little control pad. It's got a little X on it. Anytime you see that little X, basically just means you can use your powers to solve some sort of puzzle or something. Get out of my way, fools. MLG pathfinding, like in a lot of these old games. I've actually... Last time I did a playthrough of this game, which I decided to get rid of. There's a bit of a...
Yes.
Hold on. Admiral Akbar moment here.
Sure thing.
Will do.
On. How do I...
The solution to such a problem requires...
I'll figure it out later. But yeah, Admiral Akbar moment. Obviously you need to use Cyclops' power to get that door open. And let's just bust these boxes. Get the goodies. Give me money. Give me item. You know that stuff. Boom. 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 And you see those like thingies? Thingies, yep, very descriptive. If I were to destroy that, it would blow up. And since we have such wimpy hit points at the moment, oh, very good. Wolverine just attacked it, so it blew up in his face, and he had to take a health potion. Good job, Wolverine.
Very well.
Brilliant.
Looky here,
Ooh, more bad guys. Getting Magneto's way. Do they know that Magneto can do anything? It's against me. Magneto is over. Oh!
You should have run.
Try to pull some MLG dodging.
This is incredible.
No. Leave hero settings alone, thank you. And yeah, everyone have their own little
What have we
comments
here?
when they level up. You can see you can break that wall, which is a bit premature. I didn't want to do that just yet because I wanted to come over here and show you why you need to break that wall.
It's a trap.
So yeah, pop-up cannons. I'm right for a moment. But yeah, since Magneto has leveled up,
Yes.
who's the furthest behind?
Will do.
Storm and Cyclops. Alright. So we'll take over control of Storm here.
If you say so.
If you
Hold on.
insist.
Yeah, this is being really frustrating. I can't like control my camera very well. Oh,
Victory is mine.
Storm's leveled up.
What have we here?
Alright, now...
I kinda
oh,
like this.
Wolverine's already got level. And in the early game, melee characters like Wolverine are pretty overpowered. Because you don't really have the EP to like spam any mutant abilities, and his regular attacks as a melee character just do a chunk more damage. So just pick up these items, and we'll head to our first area. This game's answer to the, was it the Rogue Encampment? Yeah. And we have a little talk with Professor X, Patrick Stewart.
Greetings. This location is known as the Sanctuary, a retreat of Magneto's. It will serve as our base of operations while we're here on the island of Genosha. Several days ago, Apocalypse attacked the city of Genosha. Magneto and several of his people were able to escape, but the rest of the populace was trapped. After helping to rescue me, Magneto requested the X-Men's aid in freeing Genosha. I could hardly refuse. Apocalypse is far too strong for either team to battle alone. I realize this is a stressful situation, but remember, thousands of lives are depending on us. We must learn to work together. Talking to people around camp will activate your objectives. To receive briefings, activate the mission computer here to my side.
Yeah, I question that. I think the Brotherhood can defeat him just fine on their own. In fact, easily one of the coolest moments in comic history was when Magneto ripped Apocalypse in half at the end of Age of Apocalypse. And Age of Apocalypse is my just Bay comic event. Nothing has been able to touch it since. Not even Infinity War, nothing. I'm a big X-Men fan, and I love what Age of Apocalypse did with certain characters. Like, I've always been a Sabretooth fan, and I love AOA Sabretooth, I love AOA Blink, and I ship the hell out of them.
Right now,
Don't question
we
it,
should speak
OTP.
with Sabretooth. He requires aid in finding a mutant he had helped escape from Genosha. Good luck to you.
So yeah, just gonna, well, we could sort of shinny around camp, but I want to, select a different team. These guys are a bit boring. So I think, now, in this game, you can get team bonuses for having different people on your team. So we're going to bring the Brotherhood, and we'll get the Brotherhood team bonus. Also, Juggernaut and use Sexy Red. Juggernaut, easily the best tank in the game. Maybe one of the best melee characters. Sabretooth and Wolverine probably just nudge him out for their ability to throw out damage, but they're more EP hungry, and Juggernaut is tankier. And astonishingly enough, Toad is one of the just absolute powerhouses of this game. He will kick ass and take names. He is a monster. So yeah, in terms of like power scaling, also I've got all the special characters and the unlocked characters, and I will tell you how to get them, obviously, and I'll give you general walkthroughs and guides on character building and so on. But yeah, we got the special characters. So Professor X, you get Professor X for winning every single Danger Room mission, which is, it's not that difficult. Pyro is a PC exclusive character, but he is pretty much just a port of Sunfire with one slightly different ability. Obviously, Sabretooth is just pretty much a copy of Wolverine. He's also a PC exclusive. And who else do we have? Deadpool. You get Deadpool for finishing the game. And Iron Man. Getting Iron Man, unlocking Iron Man is quite difficult. But I will go through all the steps that cause you to unlock Iron Man in this playthrough. And we will actually rescue Tony Stark and give him his armor. And, obviously we still have Iron Man. I probably will use him. But, yeah. So, but just so you guys see the sequence of getting him.
Scarlet.
So yeah, we got Scarlet Witch, and that gives us the Brotherhood of Evil. Not evil, evil. And yeah, we'll Scarlet Witch is going to wear minimal clothing because why not? And Magneto got to level up, so I'm gonna spend these points. Yeah, we go focus, all the focus for Magneto. And I don't know that I'm going to bother with leadership just yet. Probably get Polarized Shield. Magneto, easily one of the strongest characters in this game if you focus him around the right abilities. Namely, where is it? Yeah, Shrapnel Sentry. Ridiculous OP offensive ability. But his real strength comes in his insane tankiness. In the late game, you get like Polarized Shield and Supremacy, Magnetic Deflection. This guy's borderline invincible and it's hilarious. And I like that, because Magneto should be ridiculously powerful. So should Juggernaut. Toad not so much. And yeah, Wanda should be a hell of a lot more powerful than she is, but what are you going to do? I do actually like the fact that Toad is ridiculously powerful.
I find this quite exhilarating.
A lot of people don't realize it, but Toad, going by his abilities, should be dangerous. It's just that he's pathetic. You know what I'm saying? Like, he almost beat Wolverine in one comic. Just because his powers kick ass. In terms of like, I don't mean they kick ass in the sense that I would want to have them. I don't think many people want to have them. But his powers are extremely dangerous. So yeah, this is the Danger Room, where we just, we can do all these little side missions and quests and things like that. And we get bonus experience, extra stat rewards and item rewards. So I'm going to jump in here and we'll do the first, which is Hidden Goods.
Show no pity.
Obviously, it is extremely easy, being the very first.
Excellent.
And yeah, that's something you can do with Magneto's levitation ability, which is pretty cool. You can also use it to like throw things at enemies, and even use it to like toss enemies into pits and off ledges and stuff like that, which is pretty sweet. Oh! It's a little bit tricky to line it up right though. Sometimes it just doesn't want to work. So yeah, we got every prize there, which is good. We're going to go play the trivia game next. So there's a lot of cool things to do in this game, aside from just, doing the missions and that sort of stuff. So we got our little mission computer, which gives us mission briefings, but we don't actually have any mission briefings at the moment. We will get one very soon. We have the trivia game, and I'll show you what else we have. We have a hero stash where we can put any items we're not using. We have our review computer where we can see, what special things we found, comic books, concept art, homing beacons, blah, 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 blah. Homing beacons are for getting Iron Man armor, basically. So there's 3 or I think 4, 4 homing beacons in each act. And each homing, when you get level 4, it'll open a portal, which will allow you to collect 1 piece of Iron Man armor. And you collect all the pieces of Iron Man armor, and then you get to the final act, and you get all the homing beacons, and it allows you to rescue Tony Stark. We can talk to Beast, who is basically our shopkeeper.
My name is Dr. Hank McCoy, but you can refer to me by the moniker Beast.
And it's a shame you can't play as Beast. He was playable in the first game, because I just love Beast. He's such a cool guy. And yeah, so he sells equipment. He buys. You can buy potions and stuff like that. And you got the grab bag, which is basically this game's version of gambling. You can sell stuff, but you also have this nifty thing, which is training. So you can buy extra levels, you can buy bonus skill points, and really cool thing for characters who are, who have skills like late game skills that you want to throw points into. You can actually buy redistributes for your skills. So if you want to put a lot of points into skills that make you strong in the early game, and then buy a redistribute and put them into points that make you strong in the late game, that's totally an option. But I'm going to try to avoid that. Anyway, we're going to go play the trivia game, and then we'll go talk to Sabretooth. And as I am a pretty huge comic nerd, and honestly this trivia game isn't that hard, we should get everything right. So Sabretooth's arch enemy is, of course, Rogue? No, Wolverine. As I said, I'm a pretty big Sabretooth fanboy, so it would be pretty sad if I didn't know that. Incidentally, Sabretooth didn't actually debut in X-Men. He was in Iron Fist, I think 12 or 14. He didn't have a healing factor, he wasn't even a mutant, he was just like a guy with like a cat suit. It was a bit weird, but the basic look was there. And part of the attitude. Now this, I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know, because like I said, X-Men Legends, they never did a PC port for it, and my PlayStation's broken, so I haven't played the damn thing in forever. But I think we can safely rule out Lady Deathstrike. I think we can safely rule out Mystique, although if you have any taste, yeah. And I think we can safely rule out Marrow, because, I mean, according to this, according to X-Men, she's a deformed sewer monster, but actually she's ridiculously good looking, aside from having some, bones sticking out of her, which that sounds horrible, but it's not the way they draw it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna say Alison Cressmere, who I think is Magma, and she's about Bobby's age, so that would make sense. Yep, reasoned it out. I got the skills. Juggernaut first appeared in X-Men number. Okay, now this actually kind of stumps me. 12. All right, I knew it was one of the really early ones, but I didn't think it would be 2. As a young man, Gambit wed an assassin named Belladonna. What is Victor Creed's mutant code name? Obviously, Sabretooth. So, generally speaking, if you play through the act, you will learn it. You will learn everything you need to answer all the trivia game questions, especially if you find all the comics and all that sort of stuff. Forge has been romantically linked to Storm. Yeah, Storm. He wishes. Man, I had such a friggin' schoolboy crush on Blink once upon a time. While growing up in an orphanage, Cyclops was bullied by a boy named Nathan, who was really Mr. Sinister. Which is true of Colossus in his armored form. He has great need of oxygen. Nope. He is susceptible to cold temperatures. Nope. He moves much slower. Nope. Even his eyeballs become steel-like. Yes, indeed. And as do his testicles, as Deadpool found out in the movie. Beast was born a mutant because, honestly, not sure, but I'm pretty sure we can figure this one out. Well, it's not that. And it's not that. So it's got to be either this or this. And since Beast was one of the original X-Men, this was back in the 60s, the idea of a mother working in a genetics research lab, it just doesn't feel like something they would write. I mean, X-Men was a pretty, progressive setting, but, that's still pushing it for a comic that came out in the 60s. So let's say his father was exposed to massive amounts of radiation. Oh yeah, we sussed it out. Apocalypse's real name, and so no. Before joining X-Men, Angel was a crime fighter who worked under the name Avenging Angel. And yeah, if you haven't figured it out, which you will eventually, this game, even though it's set, I'm pretty sure it's set in the Ultimate Timeline, because like Nick Fury is black and there's some other things like that. But it also borrows a lot from Age of Apocalypse, and is basically just almost a straight retelling of Age of Apocalypse, to the extent that they can do that within a game, which is actually really cool, because I freaking love Age of Apocalypse, so that's good. And yeah, Abyss is able to pull enemies into an interdimensional cavity's chest. Man, some mutant powers, they just pull some crazy shit out of their ass. Clarice. Well-loved times. Yeah, I hate Lorna Dane. I can't, like, green-haired Marimo woman. Blob is originally from Lubbock, Texas. Grizzly worked, which is in six-pack. Lady Deathstrike hates Wolverine because of bad retconning. I just, like, how many rivals does Wolverine need, Quicksilver's mutant power is super speed. Yeah, what is Polaris's mutant power? She's a green-haired anime wench. Blink's protector is Sabretooth, but only in Age of Apocalypse. Like, Sabretooth would, like, just... I mean, Blink is dead in 616, so there's that. And if she wasn't, Sabretooth would gladly kill her again, because he'd gladly kill basically anyone. Apart from, who are people that Sabretooth liked? He sort of liked Boomer? And that name hasn't aged well, just, okay, Boomer. Boom Boom. You know, the girl who made the bombs. But that was kind of manipulating her. That was when he was like, you know, pretending to be brain dead and he was living in like the cellar of the X Mansion. But I mean, they sort of had a bit of a friendly relationship. I mean, you know, it didn't stop him, you know, being horrible and getting out and, you know, guarding Psylocke, which I enjoyed because I don't like Psylocke. Which X-Man saved Polaris from Mesmero? Yeah, I'm gonna say Iceman. And before joining the Brotherhood, Blob worked at a bikini car wash. Obviously, I mean, come on, why wouldn't they employ him? Traveling circus, obviously. Actually, I think that was X-Men #2, where like Blob has like a crush on Jean, and then like him and the circus people attack the X-Mansion. It's like it's really sad, like the level of like of opposition. Circus people. Oh no. What color hair? Yeah, because she's a Marimo, so you know, green. What was I talking about? I was talking about people who like Sabretooth. So yeah, I suppose Boomer, and that character called Birdie. And then she showed up in the X-Men versus Street Fighter game, where Sabretooth talked like a gangster. Birdie! And she's like, yes, boss. But yeah, Birdie, who was like I don't even know. Like, she's such a weird character, it just came out of nowhere. Quicksilver and his sister were raised by Lady Bova, who worked for the High Evolutionary, but obviously that was retcon because it was extremely stupid, so I'm gonna say Gypsies. What secret project did Wolverine... Oh, come on. Cable, Domino, George... Six-pack, alright. This is boring. These questions are boring. Blink is able to teleport as far away as the moon.
And the first man to land on the moon shall rule the world.
Zealot is the bitter enemy of Magneto, but he may not dare contradict him, because nobody may dare contradict him. Quicksilver's real name is Pietro Maximoff. Sabretooth made his debut in which Marvel comic book? Aha! I just told you about this one, Iron Fist. Jean's psychic powers awoke when her friend was hit by a car. Juggernaut freely parked up Black Tom Cassidy with his magic laser beam shooting shillelagh, and that's not silly at all. Be silent. Who did Sabretooth have a son with? Mystique, the lucky dog. What is Lady Deathstrike's real name? Yuriko Oyama. Who are the children of Magneto? Although, yeah, it depends on the retcon. Sometimes Polaris is his daughter, which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Which Marvel Heroes comic did Mystique first appear in? I say Miss Marvel. Back when Miss Marvel like just had her powers sucked out by Rogue, because Rogue is so much cooler than Miss Marvel, seriously. And I'm not like a Brie Larson hater or anything. Like, I thought that, I haven't even seen that movie because I'm kind of over the Marvel movies in general. And it's not because I think they're bad. Like, I just kind of over them. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain exhaustion sets in. Lady Deathstrike's father developed a process for retconning. Abyss works for Apocalypse. And Abyss was such a beast in AOA. All the Horsemen were such beasts. And every fight, like, to take down a Horseman was such a huge event. And anyone who could take down a Horseman was like, they'd earned their stripes, they'd earned their cred. And it was pretty impressive that Blink, actually, she took down Apocalypse's most dangerous Horseman. Although, he kind of got back up and then Rogue took him down, so it was you know, it's a bit of sneaky and wiggy. Yeah, Oxford. Which always makes me laugh, because in these new X-Men movies, like, he'll be talking to, like, some CIA guys about, like, his mutant theory, and they'll be like, you know, who is this quack? And it's like, he's a leading geneticist who graduated from one of the most respected universities in the fucking world with a PhD. You know, aren't you going to give him at least a tiny little bit of credibility? I think he has just a smidgen of credibility. Yeah, we know that one. Yeah, which of these mutants can't fly? Well, Magneto can fly, Sunfire can fly, Storm can fly. Well, I mean, Storm doesn't really fly, does she? She sort of blows herself around. And that sounds a bit dirty, but it's what she does. And Wolverine can fly if you throw him hard enough, but, you know, I assume it's about Wolverine. What time-traveling team of mutants does Blink belong to? The Exiles. And yes, I know she's actually, you know, she has a relationship with Mimic. Shut up! Blink and Sabretooth, OTP. Do not question it. No one will question it. I have spoken. Who here is not a mutant? Juggernaut does actually have, like, an X gene, but it's supposed to be, like, dormant or something, and the Ruby of Cyttorak, like, sort of awakened it and merged with it, but they're obviously going to say Juggernaut. And what group of criminals did Lady Deathstrike join after attempt to kill Wolverine? Fail. Zelivels. Blob is able to generate a gravitation force that makes him immovable. You know, a friend and I were speculating what would happen if Juggernaut and Blob, you know, unstoppable force, immovable object, what would happen if Juggernaut tried to, like, run through Blob? You know, a lot of people have sort of weighed in on that. They've said, like, oh, we'd break the ground from under him, and that doesn't make any sense because he'd still have the gravitational field, would be holding the broken ground to the ground that it was broken from, if you know what I'm saying. No. The most rational and sensible thing would be this. Well, Juggernaut is totally invincible. Blob, he has immense superhuman durability, but he is not invincible. Something that is strong or powerful enough can, you know, pierce his skin. So what would actually happen, what should happen, is Juggernaut should go through him, which is gross, but it's what should happen. And I would love to see that in the comic one day. But anyway, that's what Blob is able to generate. And he's also able to, you know, I assume he's also able to generate flatulence of immense vastness. What X-Man did Polaris have a relationship with? Well, we can figure this one out. It's not Wolverine because, you know, he only ever has relationships with redheads. It's not Cyclops because he's just gay for Jean. It's not Northstar because he's, you know, he's actually gay. And, you know, so I'm going to guess it's going to be Havoc. Snap. Forge is contacted by the US government directed way to detect an alien race known as, I honestly have no freaking idea. I'm going to assume it's not the Shi'ar, because they're not... Actually, no, they do have some stuff to do with the X-Men. It's not the Brood. Morlocks aren't aliens, so it's either got to be Shi'ar or Dire-Wraiths. But Shi'ar doesn't sound right. I'm going to say Dire-Wraiths. Okay, that was a guess. I totally just lucked out on that one. And who was Sabretooth's son? Great Creed. Anti-mutant guy. And Beast was born in, I want to say Virginia, because Beast just strikes me as like a New England man, but Dunphy, Illinois, like it's something about just memory. It's just you know, it's popping a memory for me. And I could be thinking Shadowcat because she's from Illinois as well, but I don't know. Dunphy, that just you know what I mean? It just jumps out at me. Okay, there we go. That's why it jumps out at me, because it's right. And Sabretooth's last and arch enemy is, and we're back to the start. Okay, so that was fun. Unfortunately, we didn't get any levels, but as you can see, we are damn close. So let's go have our little chat with Sabretooth. Let me just,
2 hours later.
Okay, there we go. Alright, so I know what my hotkeys are for the camera. So we'll talk to Sabretooth.
What took you so long? Were you busy talking with your new ex-buddies?
Oh man, I love the voice acting in this game. Generally, there are 1 or 2 exceptions. And I like this guy's voice acting. I mean, like the snarls and the growls and everything are fantastic. But that just doesn't flow right. Are you busy talking with your new ex-buddies? Like, just that ex-buddies. It doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Listen. A couple of hours ago, I went to Genosha to rescue Blink, but we kind of got caught up in a fight with guards.
OTP bitches.
You can take your covert missions and... Anyway, during the fight, Blink got hit just as she was going to teleport us to the dead zone. She disappeared, and I wound up having to fight my way out of there on my own.
He says that like he's grumpy about it, but you know he enjoyed just eviscerating all these people. Cool. Level ups. I'll take it.
That's what I want. Go use the mission computer if you want a full briefing.
And Sabretooth shows off his dance moves, does a sweet 180. Although I don't think he does it yet. First we get our mission briefing. But let's talk, because why not?
What are you talking about? Maybe it ain't, but I wasn't about to leave the kid unprotected. There's no telling what Apocalypse would do to her.
There's no telling what I'd do to her. Scratch that. Pretend I didn't say that.
When I was trying to get her out of Genosha, a bunch of Apocalypse's guards jumped us. Yeah, but she got clobbered by a guard. Next thing I know, she's gone, and I'm left there on my own.
Aww.
And let me tell you, the guard that hit Blink ain't ever gonna draw another breath without the help of a machine, if you catch my drift.
Mean.
I found her a couple of years back at some mutant testing facility. I was doing some recon work for Magneto. Poor kid was in a cell, all helpless and alone. So I busted her out of the joint.
OTP, guys. Don't question it. See, when there were other mutants at the testing facility, why didn't you free them? Because they won't Blink.
She was a defenseless kid. Didn't have no one to help her. Now shut up about it. You're giving me a headache.
Nah, we know what the dead zone is.
Yeah. Well, never would be too soon for me.
So we get our first mission briefing now. Whoa, sweet 180. Also, Professor X has guns, man. That guy's ripped.
Sabretooth has just informed us that a citizen of Genosha has
He makes me feel terribly inadequate.
Unfortunately, she's hurt, and in an area known as the Dead Zone.
Who is it? A young woman named Blink. Sabretooth had gone to Genosha to rescue her.
That don't sound right. Sabretooth tried to save someone.
You haven't seen Blink.
Don't think too hard on it, Tiny. Because he wouldn't ever save an X-Man. Question is, who's gonna save you, Bullethead?
Cut it out,
Cyttorak?
Let the
Maybe?
professor talk.
The old powerful
Let's get
god
one
who
thing
channels
straight,
him vast
Boy
amounts of
Scout.
power.
I don't take orders from you. See? It's just like I told you, Psych. Juggernaut ain't housebroken
So
yet.
Cyclops' troll face as he's leaning back just cracks me up.
Who's Blink?
She's a very gifted mutant with the ability to teleport.
So she's like Nightcrawler.
No, she's way harder than Nightcrawler. And he's a pretty good looking guy,
Blink can teleport as far away as the moon.
which makes her the ruler of the world.
Wow, that sure leaves the elf in the dust.
Did you say Blink might be hurt?
Yes, she was injured while attempting to teleport out of Genosha.
And that is why a team of you is needed to immediately begin searching the Dead Zone for this young woman. Good luck to you.
Alright. So, let's go rescue Blink. Oh, sweet 180! Now, if anyone's interested, feel free to like throw up suggestions for characters that I should use in the next act. Any teams you want to see. I probably won't be changing teams in the first act. Because when you play musical mutants like that, you really don't get as much experience, and like we need the experience in these first sort of crucial acts. That said, I should do our level ups. I was wondering what would get points first. Your spirit or your body? What does this guy want? He can just throw 1 point into Cyttorak's shield. Okay, actually, we'll go with Critical Strike. I'll get Critical Strike up to about 20%. Not really mess with it too much from there. Toadstar. You really want to like throw a lot of points into Focus for your melee characters. Although Toad is one who just doesn't need that much. because he has this ability, Secretion, which you won't use much to start with because it's so EP hungry, but as you level up, you will start using it more. And instead of maxing his attack skills, max Secretion and max his masteries, so max Secretion, Tongue Mastery, and maybe even Critical Strike. It's hilarious because he can just, even his level 1 Tongue skills will do like ridiculously brutal damage and attack so fast, yet they also cost almost no EP, so he can just spam them like crazy. It's hilarious. And then we got Vonda, who, oh my god, that body score is terrible. She needs some body shine and bounce. Now, I have this weird thing where I like kind of want to build Wanda as like a melee character, but yeah, I think we'll go conventional here. I do think it's possible. I think you can make her a melee character. I think it's definitely possible, but I'm not gonna fool around with this stuff. She does have some skills that sort of look melee-ish, but this one is actually Scar's Touch. It also affects her abilities, so it's pretty cool in that sense. And yeah, I guess we'll just chuck a point into Probability Siphon, which is a really, really fantastic support ability. It basically just gives you like EP Leech. In fact, you know what? I am going to try to make her a melee character, because once she gets that EP Leech up, she won't really need to have super high focus. Magneto, on the other hand, basically just needs body and focus, nothing else. And we got another point we can use. I already just chucked 1 point in Flight. Flight's useful. It's useful to be able to fly, and it looks cool. And you can do this little like dive bomb when you fly.
I'd have thought you'd be more trouble.
Oh, that voice. Oh my god, swoon.
Keep close.
You know, I'm gonna use Toad, because Toad's too cool. What about you guys at? It's just back to where we came from. And yeah, so here's an example of like these little puzzles where you got to use your powers to solve them. Get away from Blink, you filthy spider.
Behold, the mortal female is in dire danger.
Charles always said I should build bridges.
Sure thing, mate.
Die, bad spiders. And yeah, something that I'm also going to do in this playthrough is I'm going to make sure we get every character dialogue, because you can get special dialogues with different bad guys and NPCs and stuff that appear in the game. And in order to get the special dialogue with Blink, we need to have Toad in our team. So yeah, I will be doing a little bit of Musical Mutants in this act, purely just to get those dialogues. But generally speaking, I'll be sticking with the Brotherhood through Act 1. After that, we should have access to some Danger Room missions that will allow me to, you know, rank up characters and basically farm experience. So then I can play as much Musical Mutants as I want. And, you know, anyone who has a suggestion for a team, throw it out. Starting in Act 2, I can use any team that you guys suggest.
I did it! I won!
Yay! It's Quark. It doesn't sound like Quark. But yeah, at this point, Toad isn't like super powerful.
It's a trap!
Because we just don't have the EP to be using Secretion. That said, unlike a lot of other level 1 abilities, his hammer kick has a pretty big hitbox. So it can do a good bit of crowd control, like surprisingly decent crowd control when enemies are really bunched up. Jugs is the same. And Jugs also attacks really fast compared to like Rogue, and in terms of like attack speed, like native attack speed, Rogue is easily the slowest of the tanks.
Sure thing,
which is, again, it's just another, you know, mark against her. Ooh, hold on. So yeah, we do find these throughout the game, these tech stations. I think this one, yeah, gives us +2 striking. So I probably, yeah, I'll give that to Toad. You see Toad has these double jump, which is pretty cool. Unlike Flight, you don't have to put any points into it. Ooh, nice punch, Jugsy. And that's Jugs' level 1 ability. It's just like a punch. It is I think it's better than most of the tank's level 1 abilities. I'd say it's probably even better than Toad's. It doesn't quite... It has a longer cooldown than Toad, so Toad can spam his faster. So you see what I mean? When you just want to like burn EP with Toad, you can just fucking kill everything that's stuck in the fucking spider group.
Hey, look at me! I'm powerful now!
Oh, Toad. I love me, Toad. But you've always been powerful. Then question it. Anyone else level up? No, they're close. Anyway, we'll do Toad's level, we'll talk to Blink, and I think that'll be the end of this episode. Because, yeah, I don't want these episodes to run too long. Yeah, I guess I'll just checkpoint and Critic Strike. I hate odd numbers. I so want to put a point in speed, but speed is just a useless statistic. Attack rating is just irrelevant unless you're playing on hard mode. And when you are playing on hard mode, there are ways around it, which I will explain to you. Which, I mean, I can't explain it now because I don't really have time, because when I talk to Blink, because Blink is awesome, and I have a huge schoolboy crush on her. But, yeah, I'll talk about it later.
Wow, I have a headache. Oh, hi Toad. What are you doing in Genosha?
Kid, I hate to tell you, but this ain't Genosha. It's a dead zone.
Love how he says that. It's the dead zone.
What? No, I was just in Genosha. Mr. Creed had come to save me.
Oh, it's so cute how she calls him Mr. Creed.
That was hours ago. Sabretooth had tried to save you, but the oaf brought half of Apocalypse's guards down on you.
Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Mr. Creed's not exactly the quiet type, is he?
You'd know. Oh, OTP, guys, OTP.
That he ain't. He should have me come along to help. But when it comes to you, old Sabretooth, he don't think so clear.
OTP confirmed. Don't question it.
Mr. Creed snuck into Genosha to rescue me. But one thing led to another, and we were surrounded by guards. Just as I was about to teleport us to safety, I was hit on the head. Gosh, I didn't even think about that. Is Mr. Creed okay?
Oh, come on, he's basically unkillable. Although it's pretty great, it's pretty funny that in Age of Apocalypse, Blink ends up rescuing Sabretooth. Sort of. Well, actually, yeah, I mean, she does. She kicks... I keep wanting to call him Holocaust. Yeah, it is Holocaust. She kicks his ass. Freaking epic. Epic moment in Age of Apocalypse, that. But then Age of Apocalypse is full of epic moments.
I told you to rescue me. I'd appreciate you not talking like that about Mr. Creed.
Her future husband.
I know people say he's mean, but he has a good heart.
OTP, 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 OTP. I'm just gonna keep saying that.
That's a snap. I just need to wait a little bit for my head to clear. They're working together? Wow. Apocalypse must be really powerful if Magneto went to the X-Men for help.
Nah, he's not that powerful. He has a ridiculous belt, though.
You bet. And thanks for saving me.
You did an exemplary job of rescuing Blink.
Get on my head, man.
The next objective is to locate the security codes needed to enter Genosha. It is believed the crashed airships in the dead zone will contain the desired codes.
Say, if you're looking to get to the next island, you're gonna need my help.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Magneto could fly that, but fair enough.
Let me create 2 portals to get you there.
And this is all Blink does. You know, this is a character who's powerful enough to take on Apocalypse's most dangerous horseman, and yet she's just a glorified town portal dispenser.
It's no trouble. Tell you what, I'll even port the entire team to camp and back whenever you want.
Now, how about you actually come with us and kick ass?
Sure. It's my mutant ability. Why not use it to help defeat Apocalypse?
Yeah, because that's all you can do. Just dispense town portals, right? You can't, you know, teleport him into the sun. So yeah, we just went into Blink's pink hole.
Be careful in this area. I've just detected that someone's activated the Genosian automated defensive system. Reconnaissance drones are going to be painting moving targets for tactical missile strikes. So if you see a beam of light, keep away from it.
A beam!
It had to have been deliberate. Someone reset the communication dish for the system. Yes, keep an eye out for it. A piece of equipment like that shouldn't be hard to find.
Alright, so I could just quickly extract back to our base, but I'm going to show you a little exploit here, which I'm not going to continue. I'm not going to exploit, you know, repeatedly, but I'm just going to show you how you can use this exploit. It's especially important if you're playing on hard, and obviously you want to get away from those beams, but the AI is a little too stupid, so what can you do? But yeah, I'll show you this little exploit. Whoa! I got stung by the robot! Yeah. I was going to do like a sexy double jump. And just like whip out of there all smooth. What the hell is you, robot? Robot. So yeah, bit of an exploit is when you leave an area and then return to it, unless the map has been completely reset, your cache can like hold a certain number of maps. And you know, once you've replaced that number, like once you've exceeded that number, the maps will end up reset. You'll have to explore them all over again. But prior to that, anytime you return to an area, there will be no enemies there, but any crates that you destroyed will still be there. As you can see, there's a lot of crates in this area. There's even more up on this bridge, which I'm not going to go destroy. But you can use that to your advantage really early in the game by just continually waypointing back to base, coming back, destroying the crates, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, and just collect loads of tech bits and items. And it can... I mean, I don't think it's necessary. I don't think you need to cheese this game if you're using, you know, even moderately decent character builds. I mean, just an example of how not hard this game is, we actually have equipment and none of us are even wearing any of it, so yeah. And we still have full potions. But, as I said, you can use that exploit if you want, but the main thing to bear in mind is that where it really does come into its own is if you're playing the game on hard difficulty and you're doing a clean start with no equipment, because equipment makes all the difference in the late game. So a hard start with no equipment, even if you were like, everyone was like level 70 or like, well, not level 70, but like level 50 or 60, would be harder than a hard start with equipment if everyone was level 35 or 40. And yeah, it can actually be quite challenging, especially if you're using weaker characters or not like super optimized, you know, synergizing builds. So that's something to bear in mind, is you can definitely use that. I know you can use it on normal difficulty, but where it really comes into its own is on hard difficulty B. So you can just farm that area for equipment. Now we can obviously talk to Blink, but we're not going to do that just yet. I'm going to save, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side, starting next episode. Until then, watch out.
Loading!